Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report for Wednesday, August 18. So the theme that we went with yesterday is pretty much the theme we're going with today, is that we're looking at the bearish side of the market. It's not to say that the market is going to be bearish, but we are going to look at the bearish side of the market, because if we look at this particular crypto index here, or we're looking at Ethereum, which we will today, and also Bitcoin, they're all at major levels, be it 2, 3 or 5 here, and they're all also at their 50 or 61.8% retracement level zone here. So if they are going to fail, they're going to fail in this zone. Now, we can naturally make the mistake of jumping to conclusions too early. I find with corrections that it's always best to wait for the first leg down to see if we get 5 waves or 3 waves. And then we can get a better idea of what we've got at that point. As I mentioned yesterday, if you were considering selling, then this, yesterday and today, whatever, would be the time to do that. And if these levels, be it the crypto index here or the Ethereum level at 3,000 or the Bitcoin at 50,000 becomes a tested support, well, then you could move back in. That's kind of for trend trading, hodlers, that type of thing, and that would be a safe move to make. But at the same time, I think that it's also important not to let our opinions get in the way and stay with the evidence to the best of our ability. So, waiting for evidence on certain things. So one of the things that we could look for here in most of the markets is that we can see that we've got this move down from the top in Ethereum and Bitcoin. So we could look at this as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave. This would need to be finish off here. So this little move here would need to finish off. So that would be the third wave coming down here. There'll be a fourth wave and a fifth wave. That would just be the third wave here. So then we'll have 1 here, 2 here, and that would be the third wave here. So that could be wave C, and the market could go up at that point as an ABC, or the market, this down here is the third wave here, can pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here, and then move down to have 5 waves down. So if we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, well, then we're going to get an A and a B and a C wave here coming back 50 or 60%, maybe a little bit higher, whatever, and then we're going to come down again. Because we get 5 waves here, that means after correction we're going to get another 5. Now that could mean that we come down, as an ABC, we could look at, I'm just using this chart for an example, but it could be Bitcoin or it could be Ethereum. So we could take all this move up through here. And this move up through here, I've got it as an A and a B and a C, but you could also count it as 5 waves as well, and we'll be looking at that. So if this is 5 waves up here, well, then this becomes the 50-60% retracement level down to this point here. So if we manage just to get 3 waves to this point here, then in a way we could look at that all up there as wave 1 at that point, couldn't we? And then coming back as wave 2 here. I'm just saying this as wave 2, and then move up from this point here. So that would be the last saving grace at that point. But if we've got 5 waves here, that means we're going to get a correction, so understand that, and then we'll get another 5 waves. And this 5 waves coming down, we could also see that coming back to the 38.2% retracement level from here to here and to here, and then come down for 5 waves. And if we get 5 waves down here, well, then we're going to get a correction, and then we're going to get another 5 waves down after that. So in a nutshell, anyway, just thought I'd play with that just here before moving on. But let's have a look at Ethereum. I understand there's different ways to count Ethereum. We could have this low in place, or we could have this low in place. We could look at this as an A wave, a B wave, and a C the wave up here. Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't really matter for the time being, because we're at our, well, in this case, the 61.8% retracement level here. If the market moved up, well, then we could go long above that high there, because it would be above the 61.8%. But it's highly likely that we're going to have, you know, some more downside at this point here. So yeah, we can look at this as yeah, we can look at it different ways. We're just really sort of interested in this move here. So let's just go to the hourly chart for this. So I've just got it counted up here, as I've counted the other ones up as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up here. You can count it as 5 waves. You could count it even becoming more bullish as well within all of this. Okay, we've gone through that trend line there at that point, just checking on that. Not that it's a big deal, but this is where it plays out here. And this is the same as Bitcoin. That's what I was just mentioning before. So this move down through here counts as 5 waves. So it can be an A wave, and then we've got 3 waves for the B wave. That's very clear. And then we've got this move down here as wave 1 here, and wave 1 and 2 here, and the 3rd wave here. And this will be a 4th, and there'll be a 5th wave coming down through here. So we need to see that could bounce around here for a while. Let's just say that it gives another bounce there, or gives a bit of definition. So that would be from there. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 down here. And then we would look for, that can move up at that point, because that would be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. Okay. Like I said before, that will be wave 4 across here of the previous degree. So if we get a correction here, which will be some sort of, there'll be some sort of fluttering going on across this level for sure, because it's a wave 4 and it's a big level. And then if we get wave 5, so you really want to see a nice clear, well, let's just label this now, shall we? This is basically just about gathering evidence, you know. So that will be 3, and then we'll be seeing 4 here, and then 5 here for that. If we get that, right, if we get 5 waves down, well, then we're going to get 3 waves back up here. Whoopsie daisy, we don't need 2 of those. So first of all, when that low comes in, you can grab that top and grab that low here, right, and then find your 50-60%, which would be about right, because it will hit supply levels over here with these 2 previous lows here. So if you were currently long at the moment, this would be your opportunity to get out. And I know it's a little bit tricky to get out, because the market's actually going up, and you think, well, why should I get out? You know, but that's a trap for young players. So we would see some sort of thing like this here that might even get a little bit, might be simple, it might be complicated across that level. And because we've got those 5 here, that means that we would get another 5 over here. Now, at that point, if it was going to be, we don't know if this is going to be a wave 3 or wave C. If it's going to be a wave C, it's going to be on more of an angle than wave A here. If it's going to be a wave 3, it's going to be deep, and it's going to be like that, and it's going to be pounded, so to speak. Okay, and that can really take us into new lows below here at this point. You know, this whole structure at that point. So you could say your only sort of saving grace would be from this low to this high, and looking at the 50-60% retracement level in here. That's where it could turn up. If we've counted this up as, if you count this up as 5 waves, which you can, then this would be a larger A, B, and C wave here, and then we'd move up from there. And it's going to be a little bit tricky, but if it moves down fast, then you know that it's a 3rd wave, and you won't be doing this. If it moves down on a more of an angle, then you know that we'll be doing that. Right, so I should just remove that line there, because this will be a different kettle of fish. We will see, either way, you will see consolidation in this area and at the 25,000, which is a medium level, and then you'll see another move down at that point. So that's it in a nutshell. So just to recap this a little bit, we can have 1, 2, 3 here, which would make wave C, and then we can move up from that point. That's possible, right? So we just wait to see if we get that. And if we get that, then you know what happens. If we get 5 waves down here, then you know that you're going to have a correction and then you're going to come down. Now you'll either come down as a C wave or you'll come down as the third wave. And the speed of it will tell you what it is. Like that's the third wave over here. So it's just fast, you know. So that's it in a nutshell. I mean, we traded long here for this market, and we exited at 3,000. It never found support on top of group 1 as well. So we've got 3,000. We've got 1, 2, and 3 here. Because if we got support on top of 3, if you know the trading levels, the top of minor group 1 here, well, then we would have gone long again from that point. But that's not the case. It still may be the case if we only get 3 waves here. But the takeaway today is that if you get 5 here, then you're going to end up down at 25. And then the speed that goes down will tell you if we're going to go further down. But there will be consolidation in this area. So I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible, okay? With little Bitcoin here, we can look at it, the rally, in 2 ways. We can look at it as an A and a B and a C wave up here. We can even put wave A over here and look at this as an A and a B and a C like I was doing before. Sort of a little bit different, but it hasn't reached the 50,000. It hasn't reached the 61.8%, but it reached the 48. So if a market's going to fail, I always look at number 8 because 8's a profit-taking number. So that's a minor level, and it's important. And the bids will always be hit here at wherever you see number 8, you'll see sellers come in. So yeah, so it's close. It's, you know, it's good enough for a wave B. You know, it's come back up to really these supply levels here. So, yeah, let's go in and have a look at this. There's a couple of ways this can be counted. There's also space for another little move up here as well, which I'll just discuss. It's a bit thin on the ground, but it's possible. So let's just cruise in. So this is one way to count it. So we've got, let me just get that together there, wave A here, then an A wave, a B wave, and then wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, wave 3 is shorter than wave 1, so that would make wave 5 here shorter still. Now, this is a possible count, and that can come down to this point here, and then move up from that point. Breaching this here, the 44, say the 44,000 is a retested resistance, then you know that this is not the case. But there is a case for that. Moving into this next count will be, it's the same count, but slightly different. So in this count, we've still got the B wave here, and we're going up for the C wave here as 1 and 2, very short third wave, fourth wave, and then going up for the 5th wave, which should be a top in place. So yes, just looking at it as 1 ABC for 2, 3 ABC for 4, and then 5 here for that. Once again, we're left with the move down here. We've got 5 waves here already, so we've got a retracement, and we'll get another 5. Beyond that, we'll see. We've got the stochastics coming down, so we can expect some sort of kickback at that point. And on the 2-hour chart here, that's just a little bit clearer on the situation here. So just in one way or another, we can look at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then look at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for this thing here. But it's quite clear that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we've got 5 waves down here, and we've got 3 waves back up, and then we've got 1 and 2 and down for the third wave. So we're going to need this one more move down here. That would give this an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here at this point. So the other count would come down to this level here and then move up from that point. Right? So that's possible. So we don't need to do anything. We just need to wait for that. But however, if this 1 and 2 here and 3 comes here, and then this will be the wave 4 of the previous move here, if it comes down to there after that, then you're going to have 5 waves down here. You're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. Then we're going to, if that's the case, then we'll have an ABC coming back up to supply levels in here somewhere, the 61.50, whatever, and then we're going to have another 5 down. And once again, if it comes down on an angle, then it's going to be wave C, and if it comes down, you know, sharp, then you know that we're in a wave 3 at that point, and we'll come down here and we'll vibrate across these levels here before going down further at that point. Yeah. So in this case here, I've just had this as the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C wave here. And it's quite interesting, really. This move here is pretty much exactly the 78.6% of wave A, which is the square root of 61.8%. So if you're looking for relationships, that you can get it from that point. But yeah, I think just keeping it really simple is that, let's start again, shall we? Just sort of recap this, is that I don't know if there's a top in place or not. There's different ways to count this whole move up. And but we are in a situation, as everybody on the internet is talking about, that we're in facing resistance. And this top here is a bit similar to, let's just go back. It's a bit similar to, all of this here. It's slightly different, but it's kind of the same. We're getting those short moves. We're getting things like 3-wave structures in there, possibly, and that sort of thing. So this little top in here looks very much like this top in a smaller version. Just coming back here. And perhaps we could go to the tick chart for this as well, just here. But before we do that, I just want to recap this a little bit. So I don't know if this is the top, but I do know if we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here, and you'll be able to see that yourself. If we get 5 waves here, then you're going to get a correction, then you're going to get another 5. So it just depends on the speed of this here. If it comes on an angle like that, it can be a C wave, and it can come down to the 60% retracement level here and then move up from that point. If it comes down sharply, then you know it's a third wave, and that means you're going to vibrate across the 40 here and then go down further from that point. If you're thinking of getting out of the market and you're not out of it already, then this little zone over here would be the place to do it. Because you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here. So then you would know that you're going to be coming down. You don't know if you're going to get this or that. So that's the risk that you'd be taking at that point. None of this may bother you. Or it may, I don't know. Let's just go to a 100 tick chart and just have a bit of a closer look at that there. Just so we can have a little squizzy in here. So, or first of all, this makes a nice ABC correction here, doesn't it? So what we can do here is just put this down as, well, we'll put it as 1 here, not to frighten anybody, because it may just be an A wave, and this would be the B wave at that point, but we don't know that just yet, but we'd still get this down. So this is a nice third wave here, isn't it? So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. This one here is probably 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, or it can be part of an A and a B and a C. Nah, that's definitely part of that, and that's definitely part of that. So that's all, that's okay. And this move down here, we can look at this, we can pull this apart a little bit, just so you give you a bit of bearings, just so you can do your homework as the market unfolds. It's going to be a wave C, or it's going to be a wave 3, and then you're going to have another wave 4 back here, and then a wave 5 down here for that. I hope I'm not waffling on too long, but just want to paint the picture for us. That's all, in a bit more detail. That's all. So just for the hardcore dudes and dudettes. So not sure about some of that. There's definitely the third wave in there. It's probably 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Not really getting 5 waves down here just yet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Correction. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, not really getting 5 waves down, but I think we need to respect that low as the third wave there. The thing here we could do, we can always sort of look for other ways to do things. So this would be the 38.2% retracement level across here, so that's where that can come back to based on that. But anyway, for our members, we'll pick this up to tomorrow, and we'll be I'll be all over this anyway. Things normally take a bit longer than you think they do. It's not quite long enough for a third wave just yet for that. So we still look for that, still looking for a move down here somewhere. Third wave's just too short, just so far. It's a little bit more. That third wave may even come in here. I think that's the case, you know. It's just a little bit short. I think there's something. I don't think we've come down for. Let me just clear that up. I think it's something like this first. And then that will be the fourth wave coming back there, and then the fifth wave coming down there, if that's going to be the case. That will be there with this one here, and that will be, really want that at the 44,000. If the 44,000 becomes the retested resistance, then it's likely that we've got the 5 waves at that point. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 there. And then we'll be looking for that ABC pattern at that point, which would be coming back up to the 50-60%. So let's just see how that plays out here. We may get 3 waves and it'll be wave C. So we just got to build a case, that's all. So I'm just working ahead of the markets in that regard. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in, and yeah, I'll let us know about if once these 5 waves are in here, and we're starting this rally here, I'll let you know, and this will be the time to exit at this point. Okay, cheers.